Alrighty guys, we're back for Unstoppable Combo, and this is a Duskmourn standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Now, of course, it's not literally unstoppable. We're just rocking all four Unstoppable Slasher. It's a 3-mana 2/3 zombie assassin with a death touch. When it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life, rounded up. Nice. Now, when this dies, if it had no counters on it, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with 2 stun counters on it. Awesome stuff. I'm excited to finally play with this card, and of course, we're going to be pairing it with Bloodletter of Aclazotz. All 4 of them in here. It's a 4-mana 2/4 vampire demon, which is going to be important. It has flying. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. Awesome stuff. So it really is that simple. Have Bloodletter down as the Unstoppable Slasher hits the opponent's face, and then boom, the opponent's dead. Now we're also going to be pairing Bloodletter with another combo that we've known about for quite some time, Rush of the Dead. We're looking at the bottom spree ability here. Target opponent loses half their life rounded up, and if you activate that, that's going to cost 5 mana. We're going to do some rearranging. And then speaking of rearranging, we have Unholy Annex with a Ritual Chamber here. Now the Unholy Annex side is just 2 and a black. Of course, it's an enchantment room. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If you control a demon, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Otherwise, you just lose 2 life. All right, now we've been seeing the opponent play with this often. It seems pretty darn powerful. As the Ritual Chamber side here for just 3 and double black, when you unlock this door, create a 6/6 black demon creature token with flying. So of course, you're going to be activating the Unholy Annex side way more often than the Ritual Chamber side, so we'll do that rearranging there for the curve. All right, Bloodletter being a demon really comes in handy because we actually have Demonic Counsel in here. This is a 2-mana sorcery. Search your library for a demon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Awesome. So it also has Delirium. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, instead search your library for any card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Guys, I think it's going to be pretty easy to activate Delirium in here. We got a whole bunch of card types. Creatures, instants, sorceries, enchantments, planeswalkers, battles, and lands as well. And then a ton of ways to actually get all that into the grave, like Bitter Triumph, for example. We also have all 4 Liliana of the Veil in here. And then while we're talking about all this spot removal, we have all 4 Nowhere to Run, as well as all 4 Cut Down too. I suppose all that could be your spot removal of choice, but just keep your eye on the Delirium because, of course, I thought about the Delirium while adding the spot removal. Which is also why Invasion of Innistrad made the cut. That's our battle. I think it'll do the thing, but we'll see. I'm actually not going to take the time to go over it right now either. Is that everything, guys? The mana base, 22 swaps. We do have a Hidden Necropolis because in the right build, I think these tapped lands do actually help out. We also have a 1 of Demolition Field too. In the honorable mentions, guys, Archfiend of the Dross, of course, Sheoldred. It's always going to be in the honorable mentions when I put together a mono blacklist that doesn't run Sheoldred, right? Then Phyrexian Fleshgorger, of course, is an artifact creature, which really does help the Delirium on something like the Demonic Counsel. All right, guys, I guess that's everything. Well, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever played with this much spot removal, so no, I definitely have at some point, but there's a lot of spot removal packed in, which really does come in handy in the current state of standard, but we go first. 4 land, that's a chunk of land. Okay, I'll keep it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, we have the Unstoppable Slasher and, you know, all 4 Bloodletters and then all 4 Demonic Counsels too. So a lot of ways to actually just get the combo out of our deck list. More mana off the top's really bad. Okay, you know it's going to come in handy. Wow, the ward 2 on that. That's a lot, huh? So Liliana's sacrifice. There's the Demonic Counsel. Wow. Wow. So we're ready. But we probably need survival first. So it should just be Liliana. probably, right? Yeah, survival first, combo second. Get around the ward cost with a good old sacrifice. Yeah, Nowhere to Run's probably going to be pretty good against this deck list, too. We got all 4 Nowhere to Run in here. Danitha, okay. Well, Danitha gets picked up by Cutdown, so we do have the turn to get the Unstoppable Slasher down, I guess, right? Unstoppable Slasher, and before it passes back, we should take care of the Danitha, because we don't want them to give protection to it. I will plus the Liliana, and I'm actually going to get rid of that swamp. Yeah, GG opponent. That's pretty brutal, man. That's, all of our spot removal really hit its mark. Well, not all of it. It only took 2 pieces of well-timed spot removal. The Danitha getting picked up by a Cutdown is just brutal. Even if we... So we're about to discard the swamp. Even if we miss the combo, a Slasher was going to deal a huge chunk of damage to the opponent. Even if they get like a Chump Blocker down, we'd have the -2 on Liliana again if we need it, or Bitter Triumph in hand. I mean, dude, that's rough business, man. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry, I kind of feel bad after that. I was a little bit excited to see more of the opponent's deck list, too. Because the Honor Guard is not a card we get to see often, and it's actually a really neat one. That ward, too, is awesome. Yeah, but so many ways to get around the ward costs nowadays, too. And then if you're not having the opponent sacrifice or dropping a Nowhere to Run, then other players are just playing, you know, Sunfall and board wipes and all that, too. So, rough. All right, opponent, what you bring into the table? Hey, speaking of Nowhere to Run, okay. Rush of the Dead. No Bloodletter. But again, we might as well consider 8 of them in the build, right? We'll give it a shot. You know, 24 mana in here. There's a good chance of seeing the 3rd by the time we need the 3rd. Demonic Counsel. We might as well activate that. All right, combo in hand. It's that easy. Now we just need to play him. Now, of course, when you're relying on creatures to combo, they also need to survive by some miracle. Okay, some mono white mid-range could be a huge problem. Oh, it is very likely a huge problem if we don't see mana, though. We didn't see our 3rd on time. Keep Nowhere to Run open or just grab another demon? Probably Nowhere to Run open. We'll see. Let's see what ends up happening here. They played their 3rd. Caretaker's Talent. All right, we're not hitting anything. Come on, land. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Should I have mulliganed? Was this a mulligan hand? Alright, we're going to play the Demonic Counsel for deck thinning. So that way we could see mana. Was that a swamp on top? Excuse me. I'm going to ditch the Invasion of Innistrad. It's a Battle in the Grave then. I guess that works. And we're pretty far from that right now. We probably should have done that the other turn too, because if we're taking Bloodletter out, then yeah, we're 1 card closer to seeing mana off the top. So instead of keeping the Nowhere to Run, and now Nowhere to Run has a target too. Wow. All right, there's our 3rd. So Slasher is probably not surviving here. And that's okay, because we need to get some spot removal out of the opponent's hand. That way, one of the Bloodletters survives, and then we can try to rush the dead. But again, we need a lot of mana for that. No instant speed spot removal for Slasher. Maybe it's a lay down arm style removal then. Of course, they don't need to remove it if they have blockers for it too. So we'll see what we can pull off next turn, and of course we're just going to need to see mana off the top for a couple more turns in a row. It is a lay down arm style. Well, we still have a combo in hand. Having a combo like this too is actually really good against mono white mid range, right? Because they got a lot of life gain. It's actually they know how to stall the board state for a very long time. So just having something that can clean it up in one swoop Seems really good. I guess we can attempt Bloodletter number 1. They know we have these. They don't know we have Rush of the Dead. We'll see what happens to our Bloodletter. All right. It could easily be another Lay Down Arms, which I guess would be fine, because the more life we have, longer we survive. They're looking at the Caretaker's talent like they're going to buff these knights. They are going to buff these knights. That gets above the Nowhere to Run. We're going to take the 8 and hope that Bloodletter survives. Maybe we'll see a swamp off the top and we'll do something fun here. Oh, Liliana's not bad. Get second Bloodletter down. And start swinging in the air too, but we're on a clock with these knights. Bitter Triumph. For 4 mana, target opponent sacrifices half their creatures. That could come in handy later on. I'm just going to try the other Bloodletter, and we're going to see if we survive next turn. And maybe we could just get some good swings in the air with this Bloodletter. Spring-loaded Sawblade. All right. We still have the other Bloodletter, so if we see a swamp off the top, there's a chance. There's a chance, guys. Now, if we saw mana on time this game... If we saw mana on time, I still don't know if we would have been able to pull off any combos here. I'm not 100% convinced. Well, first of all, if we saw mana last turn, Spring-Loaded Sawblade only hits tapped creatures, actually. Oh, that's noteworthy. Carrot Cake Scry. They didn't play Virtue of Loyalty, so I'm assuming it's going to be spot removal open in hand then. Get a draw on the talent too, so 5 cards in hand, 5 mana open. I don't think this Bloodletter's sticking around, guys, but I guess you never know. Come on, mana off the top. Come on. Mana off the top. Oh, we're trying it too. Look, the safer bet would just be Liliana, sacrifice... Well, no. Nowhere to Run, hit the rabbit. Liliana, sacrifice the 4. It's going to be pretty easy. That's actually not enough, right? Because then we'd be forced to block with the Bloodletter. So Bitter Triumph, or using the Nowhere to Runs earlier. Well, maybe the opponent doesn't have anything. Let's risk it. Rush of the Dead. I think we're in danger either way, so let's see if we could just get there. It's gotta be spot removal for... Oh! Holy cow, dude. I was sitting there wasting the opponent's time, apparently. Like, I was trying to think of a safer path forward. And they missed the instant speed spot removal. I bet it was more spring-loaded Sawblades, right? Dude, that's just lucky. Like, that deck list definitely runs Get Lost and all that other stuff, too, so... Or, who knows what they were keeping open. Maybe they had, like, another Lay Down Arms in hand and they just didn't use it. That's pretty unlikely, though. I can't believe that, dude. Hey, I'll take all the victories I can get. Sometimes they're very hard to come by, huh? Just leaning the deck list heavily into the combo. This is fun so far. Okay, a couple Bloodletters in hand. Opponent goes first. See, now I'm concerned about just like seeing 2 mana. Maybe this is the type of deck list that actually wants 25. With the opponent going first, we just need more early things. We need, like, if we're relying on 3 mana removal like Liliana, then we probably need to see the 3rd mana. Mulligan. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Keep 6. Crap, what do I send? Why couldn't this be the first hand? This is a beautiful hand, dude. I don't really want to get rid of Liliana, but I want to lean towards this combo. Sending a mana seems pretty sketchy, too. Crap. Alright, Liliana, I feel like we're just going to top deck mana now, but that's probably fine, because we need a lot of mana. Oh, Orzhov colors. Okay. Okay. Demonic Counsel. Cut down is open. Probably missing. Oh, not missing. I'll take that. Take care of that. With Splitskin Doll in there, then we know that they have the bargain card, and this is going to be a reanimation build. Oh, Atraxa in the grave. Heck yeah, it's a reanimation build. Get the Demolition Field down safely and grab one piece of our combo. Unstoppable Slasher. Excuse me, guys, for next turn, and then Bloodletter on turn 4, right on time, huh? Maybe. I think we're going to be in danger here on their turn 4. Liliana. We'll get rid of one of the slashers. You never know if we're going to... Oh, you know what, though? That's a problem. They got -2 on Liliana next turn, so one slasher is going to die. We need to set up... Maybe it's the council then? We might need a second Bloodletter, too. Don't want to get rid of the swamp, I know that much. Oh, Unholy Annex. They have 2 turns of -2 on Liliana, so that's a problem. We're not worried about taking damage here. Then Unholy Annex, perfect draw, dude. Let's get that down and established and start drawing extra since they still got the plus on the Liliana. Every turn, the Unholy Annex kind of balances that. All right, luckily they missed their 4th mana, guys. I don't think I can think of a worse position than the Liliana outside of them actually hitting their reanimation on 4. Yeah, Liliana is definitely a sticky situation for us to be in right now. We're going to get rid of one of the slashers because I want the 4th mana for the Bloodletter. They got -2, 2 turns in a row, and Liliana sticks around. But Bloodletter will come down. These are tough decisions, man. These are tough decisions. It's going to be more mana. So next turn, it won't be the discard. That's okay, though. It's okay that it's going to be -2 on the Bloodletter. We have plenty of extra ways to get more Bloodletters. Oh, no, more mana, guys. Okay. Almost got the Delirium on the Demonic Counsels, but 2 more of those in the build. 3 more Bloodletters. Bloodletters out of the equation.
I've always hated crowns.
This is a problem, guys. We need a Bitter Triumph for sure. More mana. Crap. Maybe we should use Demolition Field to thin their deck since they're missing their 4th for so many turns, right? So again, it's going to be -2 here. Maybe we just go Ritual Chamber. They -2, then Slasher has a chance of survival. Here's a problem, though. If they have spot removal in hand, then they have plus on the Liliana. We get rid of one of the swamps, I guess. Oh, get lost, guys. Crap, dude. Oh, no. We're kind of getting picked apart right now. -2 on Liliana. Hopefully they missed their 4th. Again. Even for missing their 4th this many turns, they're in a great position. All right.
One of your friends has to leave.
There's their 4th. Yep. Crap, dude. Atraxa coming back, completely restocking their hand. I can't imagine getting out of this one. Of course, there's plenty of ways to kill the Atraxa in here, right? But that just doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that they're getting their hand back. And I don't think that there will be a way through. Let's see what they hit here. Oh, they didn't hit too much, guys. Wow. They really didn't. Splitskin Doll, Liliana, that sucks for sure. And a Fountain Port. Oh, no way here to deal with the Atraxa. We don't care about their life gain too much. We care that we're now on a clock, too. So they don't have -2 on Liliana, but they have the other Liliana in hand. They could go plus, discard, play the other Liliana, then go -2, right? Which I think will be okay, as we'll establish Unholy Annex and get the Slasher down. If that's what they want to do, at least one Liliana's out of the equation. Bitter Triumph is huge news, so we might even prefer that they go plus and then play the second Liliana. Depends, though. Bitter Triumph would have been much, much better early on, right? Yeah, there should be like a tremendous amount of consistency here, right? Like, we're rocking a lot of 4-ofs, and for a very good reason. Let's not forget the finality counter on the Atraxa too. That's kind of important. They go discard. We're going to obviously ditch the swamp. Oh, Valgavoth. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Going for 7. The split skin dolls. Well, oh, Liliana. They still saved the other Liliana in hand. Death Touch on the Slasher. We're going to go 1 map token, see what we see. If it's land, it goes to hand. We'll play the land. Another Unstoppable Slasher. I'll keep it. Bitter Triumph should probably hit the Atraxa, so we're not dead next turn. Liliana might go plus. Try to drain their hand a little bit. We're going to take the 3. Take the 3 as the additional cost for the Atraxa, I guess, right? Down to 4. Atraxa gets exiled, which is just great news, right? Now, they could double block the Slasher. It'll come back with counters. Or we could go Liliana -2. If it comes back with counters, they have the -2 on this Liliana, right? Alright, I say we risk the swing at the Liliana to see what they do. Because if it's a chump, that's great. If it's a double block, that's also not terrible for us. They let the Liliana die, actually. Also not terrible for us, right? So play the other Liliana. Crap, if we don't... Crap, Liliana dies. They have the swing with the split skin dolls. Actually, wasn't expecting them to want to keep both of these dolls around. We're at 4-2, so we're actually forced to have them sacrifice. Wait, should I not have swung? Oh crap, we lose 2 at the end as well. Oh no. Oh no. I should have discarded the Liliana. Hey, good game, opponent. First of all, wow, we were stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't know how many great ways through there was gonna be, but I definitely played that ending very, very poorly. Once we got low enough there, I could have played that much better. So if I would have not taken the 3 from the Bitter Triumph, I don't know. I don't know how much that would have helped. We would have had to discard the Liliana, which was kind of really good for us. Instead of the counter, I guess we would have much rather seen a land off the map token. So we could have discarded the land instead of playing it. Discard the land to the Bitter Triumph, right? Pop the Atraxa. Then we could still have the Liliana play. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. But I do think that that could have ended up leaning either way, since the opponent ended up missing their 4th for so many turns in a row. So that's also like a little lucky too, though. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Kind of a mess of an ending on that match in particular, but hopefully I can do a little better here. Opponent, what'd you bring into the table, buddy? I can't believe how much Liliana can disrupt certain matches, right? Kind of crazy to think about. First of all, great hand. Cut down open on turn 1. Okay. 3 unstoppable slashers. Okay. Okay, well. Right into... Well, Unholy Annex isn't bad. I guess since we have triple slasher, though, we'd rather them counter this over the Annex. Alright, first counterspell out of the opponent's list. We pass it back with just 2 guys. Wow, the opponents are getting a little unlucky with mana. Alright, second slasher coming down. Can it land? It lands. Now, does it survive? It does not. Is that an exile? That's an exile effect, guys. Wow. Crap. I was thinking like, oh yeah, slasher will actually like come back with stun counter, so that's a big pain for the opponent. No, it's out of here. Well, there was no counterspell last turn, so Unholy Annex? Oh crap, it's actually sticking now. Oh crap. We really want this Annex to hit the board. Experimental Augury. Nice. Okay. So they decide on the Experimental Augury, even though we don't have any poison yet. They decide the Proliferate's not worth waiting. We need to find land right now. That's essentially how that works. Another Annex off the top. Okay. Mirax there. They found the land. Pass it on back. Bloodletter. We'd be losing a lot every turn if we play another Annex, but that's a lot of extra cards too. Well, we already have 7 in hand though. Maybe we can attempt the Liliana. Go plus. Nah. We'll just go Slasher again. If they got the Exile, they got the Exile. It is what it is. We'll have other ways to win. It's going to be Anoint with Affliction. Okay. Okay. All right, we draw into our 4th, which is good news. Opponent does not draw into their 4th, and these cut downs are getting stacked up. Attempt Bloodletter. We might have trouble here, guys. Vraska's Fall. Oh, crap. The Unholy. Oh, hey, drawing another Bloodletter. All right. 3 pieces of spot removal, really hitting its mark from the opponent, and a counterspell as well. So far, very brutal stuff. And I'm kind of running right out into it, but like, what else would I be doing for the turn? You know what I mean? Maybe we can activate the Ritual Chamber this turn and let the Bloodletter survive. Let them kill the 6/6 from the chamber. Since we saw our 5th, I think that's pretty good, but we are going to have to discard a cut down this turn. Wow, guys. The opponent's deck list is pretty brutal. A Serum Snare, perfect for tokens. They proliferate us up to 2 poison counters. Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal stuff. Also, with 3 Unstoppable Slashers, we're looking at the other combo at this point, Rush of the Dead. Still 2 of those in the deck list, too. Down to 14. We got a discard. Another Bloodletter is great. Discard a cut down since it's not going to hit its mark this game. Nowhere to Run's also probably not going to hit its mark. We'll need discards to the Liliana if we get that established. Go find a land this turn, says the opponent. So they can start doing more on the same turn. If they find a land, they can do... They missed a land, guys. Wow. All right. Bloodletter. Come on, buddy. One of these has to stick. Something has to stick, right? Right, guys. Oh, man. All right. It's on the board. And the Annex actually doing the thing and discard another cut down. Annex keeping our hand nice and stocked is very important when the opponent is dropping a 1-for-1 on each of our creatures. Drown and Icor. Now it makes sense, right? Because it was sorcery speed. And we have 5 poison. They do find their 5th that it's going to come out tapped. Guys, we're in like a lot of danger right now. Being at 5 poison and the opponent just completely controlling everything that we're doing. I'll tell you what, if we don't play, well, we should do multiple things this turn, right? Or We can go Ritual Chamber on this side. Again, it's a 6/6 that the opponent wants to deal with. Well, they can deal with it with the Serum Snare. Or they could counter this too. All right, it lands. See, like I'm trying to make sure that something. Oh no, it's a Serum Snare, guys. 6 poison. This is rough, man. Holy cow. Distorted Curiosity, 1 mana, draw 2. Their hand is stocked up. Guys, I think we're going to die. I think, if not this turn, the next turn. Start with Liliana, maybe? Maybe we should have... Oh, that's the counter, huh? So Bloodletter might actually land then. I mean, at some point they got to run out of things, right? Right, guys? What's funny is we've actually drawn more cards than them this game too. It just, it doesn't feel like it. Nice, the Annex actually draining them a bit, gaining us some life, but the life gain doesn't matter. Just 4 poison away from death. Drowning Ichor, number 2. 7 poison, guys. Okay, what's in the grave? Instants, creatures, planeswalker. If we had a target for Bitter Triumph, we could discard our enchantment, actually search for whatever we want with the council, but we might as well just go council, find another Bloodletter. 2 more remaining in the build. Oh, this is a sorcery too, so the next council we see will have the Delirium. All right. Bloodletter. It's crazy having all this spot removal in hand and nothing to do with it, right? Because usually spot removal really hits its mark. I mean, just ask the opponent, right? Nice, we do get this Unholy Annex damage going through again, which is just great news for us. It's too bad we didn't have enough mana to unlock the other one. 8 poison, guys, and draw a card. I think we're gonna die. I think this is the turn. I think this is the turn. That's brutal stuff, man. A good game opponent, though. I'll tell you what, maybe I'm throwing in the towel a little bit too early, though. Another Drown in Ichor? No, Whisper of the Dross, Proliferate. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Take out our own Bloodletter. If they counter this, then they have the Proliferate they need. Also, that would be like their 4th counter? Or 3rd? It is. It's a Bring the Ending. Guys, good game opponent. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It is. It's a Drown in Ichor then. Good game. Wow. That was kind of awful, man. I kind of want to look at the opponent's grave, as it felt like at some point they had to run out, right? But they really just did not. Let's see here. It was Bring the Ending. Two Serum Snares. Bring the Ending 3. So 3 counter spells, really hitting their mark nicely there. 3 Drown in Ichors. Only 2 Anoint with Afflictions, which is actually a little surprising. Anything else that was noteworthy there that was just like really, really... I mean, that's all you need to be really, really rough, right? Guys, while I have you here towards the end of the video, make sure you check out that description. We have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Then also, while we're talking about that YouTube stuff, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well, because it really does help out the channel. And thank you guys. Let's get one more match in. I truly believe that we can end on a high note. That was a brutal last couple games. Right? Nothing to complain about here unless we're up against the same deck list, in which case this is Then in which case I'm scared. Okay. Swamp from the opponent. Nowhere to run is open. See if spot removal actually lands this time. Not that turn, at least. I'll attempt the Slasher, but I'm pretty sure it's dead. I'm pretty sure it's out of here. I hope it's not exile removal like the last deck, though. Alright, Slasher comes back with some stun counters on it. Which they could double down on removal, but that's, I mean, 1 card for the price of 2 cards. Liliana, luckily we actually have Bitter Triumph in hand. We gotta deal with Liliana immediately, and we're probably just gonna take the 3 over discarding.
Off you go.
Do I want to pass it back first? No, I don't, actually. I just want to get this over with. We'll pay the 3 gladly. Get that Liliana out of here.
Fine.
4 Bitter Triumphs for a very good reason, huh? Witch Fiend. That should be a problem. Let's pass it and see what they end up doing here. See what they end up doing on their turn. Gonna need to find some mana here, guys. This is a particularly bad hand right now. A bad mashup of cards. Go for the swing for 6. We should take care of it, I guess. My fear here is that Sheoldred's going to come down, and I think we'd value killing the Sheoldred over the Archfiend. I'll go discard this time, because I think that the opponent might even have another Archfiend or something. It's a Bloodletter. Mirror match? Kinda, sorta, right? Nowhere to run. Oh, no. It's a really bad piece of spot removal to see here, especially when we can't double down for the turn. We could go nowhere to run for fun. Take less damage, but taking 4 is fine. I don't know if keeping triple nowhere to run in hand's actually going to help, though. Taking 4 is fine for the turn. Oh no, guys. Second Bloodletter. I'm surprised they didn't try that before combat. I guess they would have figured that we had more spot removal at that point. Oh, it's not mana. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. What do we do? What do we do, guys? Nothing, right? We have to keep a nowhere to run open. Because, well, if they swing with both Bloodletters, it's what? How much damage is that? That's 16 damage. When you double down on the Bloodletter of Aclazotz? I forget right now. Because the 2 doubles to 4 on each of them. And then the 8 doubles to 16? Actually, not 100% certain for some reason. It ended up, we took 6 here, so it would have been 12 damage. Unholy Annex. Oh, we're dead anyways. Crap. Crap, guys. It was kind of sort of a mirror match. And they were rocking some cards that were in our honorable mentions. Guys. Why were we drawing so poorly? I want one more game. One more. Come on now. Come on now. First of all, going so combo heavy, we saw in that match too, where the opponent's just playing like just, you know, good cards, mono black mid range at that point, where that could work really nicely too. But we're just like full lean into combo. Maybe we need to do some rearranging based on what we're seeing today. That being said, man, where's all the aggro deck lists that we've been seeing for the last couple months? Because all this extra early spot removal should be really hitting its mark. Nowhere to run, unfortunately, missing everything in the opponent's last deck list. Maybe I should be a little bit more greedy with my mulligans, but opponent goes first. This should be a really good hand for the opponents going first. Crap, dude. Okay. We'll see what happens. A lot of mid-range from the opponents today. This could also easily be more reanimation, too. Discard. I hope I don't regret discarding the Nowhere to Run, or exiling it. It's not technically discard. All right, Bitter Triumph, nice. Removal is open, and it's gonna miss its mark this game as well, I'm pretty sure, guys. Well, Bitter Triumph can at least hit a Liliana. Wow, we get to hit something, guys. Get out of here, Deep Cavern Bat. I forgot about you. We want to use the cut down on the bat before they take it, because then we'd have to use the Bitter Triumph on the bat, which we do not want to do. Mana off the top, guys. This kind of feels like a 25 mana deck list, right? I think so. I think we're going to want to go up a land in the Final Thoughts. Unholy Annex. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of this card, man. Hey. We're going to try. I mean, there's probably plenty of spot removal in the opponent's deck list, but Liliana right on time, and no matter what, we got to drop the Bitter Triumph on it. Like, we got to get this Liliana off the board, right? Period. We do find our 5th. They got plus on the Liliana. If for some reason Bloodletter survives, we have Rush of the Dead next turn. Maybe we let Liliana survive the turn? Is Bloodletter gonna live, though? Probably not. Alright, we're gonna risk it, dude. Let's do it. Been some tough uphill battles, but earlier in the video, we got pretty darn lucky actually getting these combos through, so...
Drop it.
They go plus on Liliana before anything else. Deep Cavern Bat, that is not a good sign. Because playing the bat to get the Rush of the Dead out of our hand definitely should have been the play. So it's probably... Crap. Oh, for some reason I thought we were discarding 2 cards. Okay. Well, that doesn't mean that Rush of the Dead is still around, though. It could be one more discard. All right, top deck for the win. Let's do this. No, it's land. We can swing for 4, but we have to take out Liliana because there's still a chance of seeing the combo. Also, do we have Delirium? Sorcery instant creature. We don't have Delirium. I'm a little surprised by that. Second Liliana, guys. Wow. That's rough, man. That's rough, huh? Opponent's down to 12. Bitter Triumph. We might as well take the 3 to pop the Liliana, because if we keep this in hand, they're just gonna go plus.
I'll be back.
And we'd lose the Bitter Triumph anyways, except they'd still have Liliana. 6/6 Demon. We're down to 11. Down to 9. Mana off the top, guys. I don't know what we could have seen there that would have been better. We got just completely drained in these last games. All of this is very necessary to go over in the Final Thoughts because, oh, and then we end up dying, actually. Yeah, 6 in the air, then 2 here, then also 2 on the Bandit's Talent once it's our turn as well. Opponent. That deck list is scary, dude. I mean, we've been seeing discard for a while. But I think this might be the first time I've seen discard with the Unholy Annex packed in, which is kind of terrifying, dude. Also, what were they splashing the white in there for? Did they play any white cards? End of video pack, guys. Let's do it. Get something good here. Oh, Funeral Room and Awakening Hall. That's cool. I think that might be my 4th one, which could be a really neat build around. No, it's my 3rd, actually. Well, still kind of a neat build around. Guys, here's the deck list again. Wow. We got ripped apart in those later games, huh? What could we do? So I really like the concept of leaning into the combo. Based on what we saw, though, first of all, if we were up against more aggro, I honestly think we would have had a much better chance. What do you guys think? Like, seriously, I think this is set up well to deal with all the early aggressive deck lists that we've been running into, but today we really didn't run into. So based on what we saw, we got to drop removal, go up some like card draw and stuff like that. At that point, some great card draw would be like, I can never remember card names when it comes time. to actually talk about the cards. Preacher of the Schism could be pretty neat, right? By some miracle, we'd have to have more life than the opponent, though, to actually get the card draw. But that's fine, too, because if you're still swinging with this Death Touch creature and getting vampires, that's awesome, too. The opponent doesn't want to trade into it, so if you have Bloodletter on the board. So Preacher of the Schism is definitely a card to think about, for sure. More card draws, a little iffy, though, too, because we got all 4 of the Unholy Annex and whatnot packed in. Going down to 3 Lilianas could be fine, but all 4 also still makes sense when we're still trying to hit the Delirium on the Demonic Counsel. Guys, based on how it performed today, something needs changed, but I don't know what actually needs changed. Maybe 25th land, because the deck list desperately needed more mana all the time. Drop an Invasion of Innistrad, since the Delirium was really hard anyways. We could still keep one of the battles, and there's still plenty of situations where I think that -13/-13 could really come in handy too. But 25 mana, is that enough? Nowhere to Run should usually hit its mark, but again, in the deck list we saw, it's kind of just chilling in our hand. I don't know, because I don't know if, like, because recently Leyline got banned, I don't know if the meta just completely shifted and now everyone's rocking mid-range and Reanimator. I'm pretty sure that's just what we ended up seeing today, and I still think that there's going to be huge problems with especially Boros Auras, guys. Like, that's a deck list that I am terrified of. I think Boros Auras is going to be absolutely devastating, but we didn't see it at all today, and I might be terribly mistaken as well. Boros Auras is going to be devastated by cards like Nowhere to Run, because they rock a lot of protection spells and stuff like that too. So, and just early removal as well. They still play turn 1 Heartfire Hero. You want to drop the cut down on turn 1 as well. Get that out of the board state before it actually boosts enough to do devastating damage to you. We didn't see any of that. Mono Red should still be floating around too, because I feel like Leyline just doesn't completely knock Mono Red off of its high horse. Mono Red should still be floating about a lot. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments. What would you add or take out? You agree with this change at the very least, right? 25th land, drop an Invasion of Innistrad. It didn't do anything today anyways, and everything's so expensive. We're actually just getting rid of another expensive thing on the top end and going up that mana, which should totally be fine. Everything, like, you know, there's plenty of turns where we want to do multiple things on the same turn, or we want to get to 5 mana for Rush of the Dead or 5 mana for Ritual Chamber. It's a very expensive deck list. It really, really is. And I think 25 makes a lot of sense here. You guys like the Hidden Necropolis? If you don't, just drop it, go up that 24th land, and keep the Demolition Field, because having 1 Demolition Field doesn't hold anything up with the deck list, right? If you see the 1 Demolition Field, it's not going to stop you from playing Bloodletter of Aclazotz on turn 4. If you have 2 Demolition Fields, however, I think there will honestly be a lot of games where Demolition Field is just like, why is this in my opening hand as a 2 of? Okay, I guess I'll keep it. And then you get to your 4th mana and you're like, well, I can't cast my Bloodletter of Aclazotz now. So that's why only one of these 2, and that's something like at the beginning where I try to briefly go over the deck list, right? And that's something I wanted to bring up here at the end as to why there's only 1. And I still, in the right builds too, these tapped land can really come in handy. If you end up flooding out, then the 4 and a black, you can tap this, sack it, discover 4. Maybe you discover a Bloodletter, which would be really, really good. Pretty much anything you discover, though, is fine and dandy. Except for Rush of the Dead. You probably put that in your hand. But still, you know, it's it's something. Like discovering a Liliana could be really good. Slasher would obviously be really good too. Even the Demonic Counsel. Anything, guys. And sometimes you'd really need to hit spot removal off the Hidden Necropolis too. And that should be relatively easy to do in here. Maybe more variety of removal could really help out too. Maybe we could drop a Nowhere to Run and a cut down and maybe go up like a Sheoldred's Edict or 2. Sheoldred's Edict, you know, Liliana's already the sacrifice ability though, so at this point, guys, I'm probably just rambling. I'm only going to make that 1 change, but guys, put it on the Do Not Craft list. There's probably a much better way to put these combo pieces together, and I don't know if just heavily leaning into the combo is exactly what we want to do with this combo, right? there's probably a mono black mid-range list where you could just kind of have the combo sprinkled in there, but it's also doing all the other mono black mid-range things too. I think that might be a little bit more competitive at that point as well. So at the same time, though, I feel like I'm being really hard on the deck list, guys. I still really, really like that it just leans towards the combo. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments for sure if I'm being too hard on the deck list. Either way, guys, hey, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.